Our God is a God of abundance, and He gives good gifts to us and to our communities, which, used well, enable our communities to flourish. As we seek to share Christ's love with our communities through practical action, there are many other people, faith groups, institutions, and businesses who also long to see their communities flourish. The Church cannot do everything or respond to every need on its own. So partner with others, and as you do so, be prepared to share the reason for the hope that you have in Jesus Christ, because people will ask. You might wonder how to begin to do this. A great place to start is by identifying the physical assets, individual skills and gifts, and collective strengths that your community has, and then listening to what people in your community care enough about to get involved with. Physical assets are things like pubs, cafes, shops and businesses, postal services, ATMs, public transport services, grocery stores and markets, and even public toilets, green spaces, play areas and sports facilities, and services such as food banks and debt advice centres. What other assets can you think of? Your community may or may not have these assets, or it may have assets unique to your community. During or following the COVID lockdowns, some may be closed, or sadly, may close permanently. It is important to notice any change in the assets your community has, and to then reflect on how your community's needs may have changed as a result. Individual skills and gifts include financial skills and qualifications, creative skills such as art, music and photography, hospitality, local knowledge, cooking skills, mentoring, coaching or tutoring, and many more. What skills can you think of in your own community? Collective strengths can be described as the things that community groups, faith groups, and institutions offer to the wider community. What other community groups, faith groups, or institutions operate in your community? Could you work with them? And finally, the following 3 simple questions are useful for churches to use to discern whether, as long as skills and capacity can be found, new ideas and ministries are right for your church to do at a particular point in time. 1. Is anyone else in our community already offering this service? If so, how can the church support and enable them to do this? If the answer is no, move on to 2. Is there any other space in our community outside the church and church-owned buildings where we could do this with others if possible? If so, explore what is needed to get the permission to use that space and begin conversations with potential partners. If the answer is no, move on to 3. Is there anyone else, a community group, faith group, or institution, or any individuals that we could do this together with in our own buildings? If so, start conversations with these potential partners about the support and involvement they may be able to share. If the answer is no, God may still be calling your church to put this idea or ministry into practice, but you need to very carefully consider whether you have people in your church with the necessary skills and capacity to start and sustain it. Others may join you later, or they may not, so ensure that you can count the cost of the project before you commit to it. Together Leicester can support your church to explore your community more and begin to discern how God is calling you to serve in and with your local community. To find out more, email me on sian.rigby@togetherleicester.org.uk. Goodbye.